Hey, welcome to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general reading for my Pisces people. Now, cross watchers are more than welcome to always watch. Now, also know that energy is fluid, so you may have to reverse the roles, flip it, switch it, twist it, interpret the message as it best resonates for you. Also know that because energy is fluid, this could be something that did happen, is happening in the present moment, or will happen. Now, anyone that's new to the channel, anything that you need to know about the channel, you can find in the description box. Also, you can find my Patreon link that will lead you to all my subscriptions. I have a mediumship subscription. I have a psychic soul healer oracle system subscription. I have, again, subscriptions just if you want to get personal, readings or watch, a lot more live streams, whatever it is. Again, you'll be able to find, again, a link down in the description box below. Also know that if you like this video and you give it a thumbs up and you write the word healer in your comment bar and you subscribe to the channel, you can win a free psychic reading. Now, if you've already written the word healer in the comment bar and you don't know whether or not I've called your name because maybe you don't listen to videos all the time, this is why you want to subscribe to the channel. This is why you'll get notified, so you'll be able to listen. But let's just say you did subscribe, but you didn't listen to the videos. If you go back and look at your comment, look underneath it, see whether I wrote the word victory. If I did, then email me at pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com. Again, that's pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com, and we'll set up a time to be able to do your free psychic reading. Now, I always do the psychic readings that people win live stream so other people can hear and see and whatever. So just so that you guys know, everything's out in the open. We just wanted to put that out there. Now, I always look at the spiritual energy first. That's just what I like to do. I like to look at the karmic themes, the spiritual stagnant energy, because that will help us see what a person's intention is, why certain things are manifesting the way that they are, and if we're able to shape shift the situation, meaning change it, okay, but so that we can not get hurt, again, to avoid something karmically that can potentially hurt us, or whether we can transcend a situation where we're actually going to get a benefit from it. A lot of times, again, energy is fluid, so we can manipulate energy. This is how we shape shift. But we shape shift through changing our perception first of the situation. And we can only do that by first seeing what is a spiritual block, what's manifesting, and looking at the situation from all different layers. I just happen to like to look at the spiritual energy first. It's the very first layer, because again, everything happens in the spiritual realm before it happens in the physical realm, right? Spiritual issues manifest as physical imbalances, whether it's a physical imbalance within your body or whether it's a physical imbalance that's manifesting as a unconscious bad situation that's playing out within your relationship. Okay, I know that was an earful. Now, without further ado, let's look at the spiritual energy for Pisces. Okay, inferiority. So again, are you feeling inferior to someone? Again, maybe someone's making you feel inferior. Again, you could be, again, I feel like for some of you, again, because this is a general reading, but I don't know why I'm feeling right away that someone's feeling inferior in a work environment. Like, it's again, like maybe you feel like you don't have enough, you don't know enough. So it's maybe you don't have enough knowledge. And others of you feel inferior within your relationship because the person's not really like giving you enough. So it's making you feel insecure, because that's what inferior is. It's like, I feel an insecurity. I feel like not safe. Now, unblock DNA, it was popped over, it's been over, but it's the only card that is. So I'm going to just take it out because I always feel like there's no mistakes. Again, everything that, again, manifest, it's supposed to be everything's in divine order, even the things that don't really look like they're in divine order. So when I see unlocked DNA, the way that we can unlock our DNA is to heal inferiority, because again, everything happens in the spiritual realm, which is of the mind, which is of consciousness. So our physical body, it's again is just a manifestation. So if a person is sick and they're sick in a lot of places, we know that their mind is again a lot of imbalances. They might have a lot of fears, they might have a lot of phobias. So it's again, they're coming from a place of fear, and we know that fear changes the body, the chemistry in the body, right? If we're living in survival mode, we're secreting a lot of epinephrine and cortisol, and that's really affecting our energy. And that alone makes us feel inferior, again, when we're living in survival mode. But again, living in balanced will create changes within the DNA. So in order to unlock our DNA, to heal our DNA, we have to again understand what it is that we perceive is making us feel inferior. Now, if that's our relationship, we need to again look deeper into it. If it's our job, we need to again look and say, why do I feel inferior? Is it that I don't know enough? And what do I need to do to fix it? What can I do to feel more confident in my situation? That might be, again, go back to school, or again, take a class, or ask someone to, again, or if it's within a relationship, it's to set boundaries, to ask, to have a conversation. And if this person doesn't want to change, then it's obviously, then we need to change. We can't expect a person to change. And if they're stuck in not changing after we have a conversation, instead of getting angry, which will keep us locked in inferiority, because we want to stay with a person that's not giving us enough, it again begins to wear on our self-esteem. So it's again, then we have to do what's uncomfortable. And what's uncomfortable a lot of times is set appropriate boundaries. And that might mean, if you're going to make me feel inferior because you're not giving me enough, then I'm going to go somewhere else. Or if you're going to make me feel bad, passive aggressively, or just right in your face because you're not making me feel good, I'm not confident. Now, if we're in a job that we don't feel confident in, we're not going to say that, but we're going to do what we can do to become confident in the job. Otherwise, we're going to lose the job, or we're going to be miserable, stressed out, and uncomfortable while working the job. And that is going to affect our DNA. To unlock our DNA, we're going to do things that empower us, okay, to heal us. So this card came out, and let's just see it, determination. So again, determination to do that, to not give up. So this is a spiritual energy that someone feels inferior, but they don't want to. They want to break karmic cycles. So they again are determined to do this, which is good because that shows self-love, right? When we're determined to end something, to change something, it means that we don't stop, that we're going, even if it gets hard, which is a very good sign here. Because when we're determined, again, a lot of times if we're like have a lot of spiritual blocks that are hard, that we're locked in this limited perception of that we're inferior, then a lot of times it drains our energy, right? It's again, there's a thing called scared stupid. If I'm scared stupid, I can't think, and that makes me nervous. It creates a lot of overstimulation, and then I'm going to be drained, and I'm not going to have enough energy to really change anything. This is not that. This person has determination to change, which inevitably is what unlocks their DNA. And so again, self-obsession. So there's a sense of like, I don't see this in a negative way. I see that this message right here, believe it or not, is one of healing. It's one where a person is, again, that they're aware that they feel inferior, that they, again, are living a life that is less than them. that they might be attached to people that make them feel this way. And they're determined at this point to do this. I also take unlocked DNA as we inherit our DNA through family karma, right? So maybe we watched a parent stay in a connection that wasn't really great, or stay in a job that wasn't good, that made them locked in feeling less than themselves, right? So it created a lot of trauma where now, again, it's making you obsessed about what it is that you want for your future. It's again that you don't want to stay stuck in something that makes you feel not good about yourself, something that's all about lack. So again, I don't look at this as limited. I look at this as you're in a place of healing. Now, this could be you, or again, the person that you're connected to. Let's look and see what it was, who it was again. But I'm assuming that this is you, because Pisces, these cards are intended for you. It's again of always the spiritual message. It's again because that's who I'm focused on. But if someone is obsessing about you, and we want to look at what their situation is, it's like, okay, well, they could feel inferior, and because they're so obsessing about you, they're self-obsessed, right? And so they're again becoming, it's very imbalanced. So in order for them to unlock DNA, they have to be determined enough to change, and part of that would be to not be obsessed with you, but be more obsessed with themselves, in healing themselves, figure out, why do I feel inferior? What's going on? But understand, if you're connected to someone that feels inferior, there wouldn't be uncommon that they would make you feel inferior, because they're not giving you enough. So unlocking your DNA would be to be determined in not to settle for less. But we're going to look at the actual situation. That's the spiritual message and the spiritual energy. Okay, 9 of Swords, worried. Someone is a lot of sleepless nights. Someone is worried, and they're worried possibly because it's, again, they feel inferior. There's a time out. This is, again, the 4 of Swords is almost like, I don't look at it as a bad thing. I look at it as a meditation. So this person is depressed and meditating and thinking and obsessing a lot about their connection with you, or you with them. This is either you that's, again, not getting sleep and obsessing about somebody that you're connected to, someone that you didn't give a lot to, or again, they didn't give a lot to you because they felt inferior, and now they're obsessed about it, and they're determined to change it, is what I'm feeling. Yeah, so again, there's the 3 of Pentacles. There's a sense of realizing now that, again, that this person has been in a lot of pain, again, with not emotional pain, because they're not sleeping, they're obsessed about it, they're meditating on it, they're putting a lot of energy toward it, they're realizing they had a lot of appreciation for this relationship, they're seeing your value, they're seeing that. Again, now these 2, King of Swords, again, okay, so I do see this person coming back in and saying that they want to cooperate and get to know you, but the truth of the matter is they're not to be trusted. 7 of Swords, because 7 of Swords, again, there's a sense of them. I don't really feel, again, it's reversed, but it's still a negative card. So it's almost like they will be holding information back that could essentially hurt you, is what I'm seeing. So they're coming in, and they're coming in because they're in pain over this relationship, this connection. I feel like they didn't give enough to you, and now they realize that they appreciate this relationship, and they want to cooperate, but they don't really even know how to go about doing it because they're going to go about doing it not really honest. They're holding back information from you. I mean, even this card shows that it's, again, it's such a negative card. You can see it by the depiction that they do it. And this is like, again, where be truthful and listen to your inner voice to gain peace of mind. Beware of being deceived. Again, so like you may already know with this person that, again, is coming back into your life that they are in pain, but it's, again, they're not an honest person. So they may come in and act like they 100% want like a relationship with you, and but then again aren't 100% sure. They could be saying that, again, I feel like because it's a general reading, they could be saying that some that have left a relationship or a past relationship is completely over and it's not 100% over, or it hasn't closed out 100% all the way. They're not being honest. Okay, and then there's, again, Knight of Cups reverse, romance. Yeah, so it's, again, they're deceiving. They're coming in almost to be like, do you miss me? Like, how do you feel about me? Like, everything is about them, though they're depressed that this connection isn't, like, you guys aren't speaking. It's, again, it's bothering them. They have their sleepless nights, okay? Like you can see, and they're thinking, they're obsessed about it. They know that they're appreciative, but they're not going to go about it the right way. So why aren't they going to go about it the right way? I don't like this energy. It's like this person is, again, has feelings, again, and is upset, but it's like they still, like, they're like holding back. They're being dishonest. They're not showing their full hand, and I don't like that. So it's, again, yeah, Nine of Cups, satisfaction. So it's, again, they're not really 100% sure what they want, and that's what I felt. It's almost like they have a lot of choices, or it's, again, they're just unsure, and possibly due to like past relationships, like commitment issues, because this is really, again, Nine of Cups, when it's upright, is satisfaction, that they're happy. They're not sure whether or not you're going to make them happy, and that's why they're sneaky. That's why they can't really be trusted, because it's, again, someone that's holding back and isn't sure and is worried whether they're going to get hurt. So they're holding back romance. We can see already, even though that they have feelings, that they're not like they whatever transpired in the past, or that they're still more concerned about being in control. It's, again, Queen of Pentacles, stability, and they know that you want stability. They know that you're worth stability. Queen of Pentacles doesn't need anyone. You are stability. They look at you as if you're stability. So again, they're looking at you like you're stability. They want to come in. They're going to come in and act like they care because they are in pain. They do miss, but they still want things their way. They still don't really 100% know what they want, because they're basing everything on past relationships instead of this relationship. And this, again, Two of Pentacles, indecisiveness. And this is what I keep feeling. It's, again, they don't know what they want. So that's the deception. They're pretending that they do, but they really don't. They're like, I have one foot in the door, one foot out. Like, it's, again, gonna come in and act like they want to be all cooperation. They have thought about it, but they don't have enough information, because a relationship is not one that you can think about whether or not the relationship is going to work. You have to be in a relationship to see whether or not you can actually cooperate, whether you can find balance, whether you two can work together. This person is basing all the situation, they're like, what's going to happen on what has transpired in their past relationships, which is why they're not being honest 100%. And they're not being honest again because they don't 100% know what they want, but they're coming in and acting like they do. It's again, yeah, Ace of Swords reversed. So it's again, and then this person doesn't really communicate. It's again, where they're not expressing 100%. So whenever we see that, that's again an indecisiveness, and that's a problem. You know, that's a problem because it's again, this person, you know, is coming in and they're like pretending that they want something, and then their indecisiveness, and then it first starts with a lack of communication, and then this fell on the floor and it fell out sideways. So there's a sense of like the peace and the temperance is affected because of it. Right? I mean, if the person's indecisive and they're telling you one thing, but they're showing you something else, and they shut down emotionally, and because they're again not communicating, we can see how it would affect our energy. And that's why they're dishonest. They're almost like rushing in to come in because they're all emotionally caught up. They've had enough sleepless nights over it. So it's almost like, well, I'm so unhappy, let me make you unhappy. It's almost like the person wants to keep you stuck. It's again, yeah, 7 of Wands, because they're not coping with the situation very well. They're not used to this type of relationship. They're used to getting things their way. Things haven't. And so they're still kind of in a power struggle. Though they want this relationship, they're scared, and they're still trying to kind of figure out. So let's look at some of the hidden truths. Let's look at some of their hidden truths. It's again, I'm starting to understand our connection. So I feel like this person has like tried to like not give a lot, felt like you were someone that again made them feel inferior, but they can feel that they still have strong feelings for you, that you're an important person. I don't think that this person knows a lot about spirituality, but they can know obviously that they have a strong bond to you, and that is significant in some way. I will wait for a sign from you. I believe that this person, again, due to the fact that they're so indecisive, they would rather you come in and show them a sign because they don't really know what they want. And right now, the lack of communication between you two is really bothering them, that this person isn't getting any sleep. They're really thinking, obsessing about it a lot. I don't really see them taking a lot of action. They're kind of strategizing, and when they come back, I do feel like they're still not 100% honest. And again, not honest because they are, you know, indecisive still. And that's because they don't know you enough. That's what I feel like. I feel like they're trying to base a relationship, your relationship, on what they perceive about you and what has transpired in their past relationships, which is giving them a lot of anxiety, which would actually be why a person would feel inferior, and why a person would, you know, I'm looking for that card. It's again, they would be like self-obsessed because it's making them nervous. So we want to just look at one more hidden truth, which is, I remember every detail of that day. So I believe that there's a lot of passion between you and this person. That's why this person really is still thinking about you, can't get over you, that there is unfinished business, that there is an intense bond. That's why this person, it's again, like thought that they can control it, wanted to walk away, really couldn't, felt like, again, they were not good enough for you, felt inferior. Now it's again, they're stuck in that, where that makes them feel uncomfortable. And understand that's what healing is. Healing a lot of times triggers us to make us look at certain things. And what I see with this person is they have a lot of wounds. And the first wound was one that made them feel inferior. And then the second wound is, again, the way that they handle things, that they're not honest with themselves. And then the third is, instead of them building a relationship, they're basing their relationship on what they perceive about you and their past relationships. That's creating a lot of, again, paradox energies inside of them, where they want it but they don't, is keeping them stuck. And so they're strategizing instead of just coming in and, again, being true, saying they have a problem communicating. And that's, again, because they feel inferior. So let's look at the spiritual triggers. Okay, dry spell. I got tired of the dry spells and lack of sexual connection. So it's, again, I believe that what happened is that because this person wasn't honest and wasn't giving you, you weren't giving them. So a dry spell is that it's like there's no communication, there's no anything, and this happened too many times. And that happens a lot of times when there's a power struggle, when a person is dishonest, again, and trying to get what they want without doing, again, the right thing, and you catch them, obviously they don't get rewarded. Again, there's detachment. So this shows, again, the power struggle where neither person is changing, where I don't think that you should change. I think that this person needs to change because they're expecting to come in and give very little and get a lot. It's, again, because of their fear, because of their indecisiveness. They want their cake and eat it too, in so many words or less. Whether there's someone there or whether there's no one there, they just want their freedom, and they want you there also, and they want to come and go and when they feel like, and you aren't dealing with it. And so what happens is, it affects the intimacy, trust. But obviously, if you don't trust the person that you're with, you don't want to sleep with them, you don't want to have sex with them, and that is what has transpired in this relationship. And this, again, I felt you had more time for other people than me. You have become too busy. This connection, well, I feel like you, again, weren't getting what you needed. And part of not giving this person sex and the emotional stuff that they needed is because you wanted them to grow up. And they didn't grow up. Instead, so because they didn't grow up, you were putting energy into yourself and into your thing. And so they took it as, well, you don't love me. So this is a person that really needs to heal, because they're expecting that you're going to come in and give everything, or whoever they're connected to is going to come in and give everything, that they don't have to give anything. And they're almost so stuck on looking at what the other person's giving that they don't even notice that they're not giving anything, that they're the reason why the person isn't giving anything. They're the reason why you're not giving anything. And there's a sense that they know that, and they're so distraught by this relationship not working out, and they're so obsessed. They need to look and see the reason why this is manifested is because of how they treated you. And I feel like inevitably it's going to get that way if it's a soulmate twin flame relationship. But right now, what's happened is this person is stuck in the fact that I didn't get any sex. I'm not getting any sex. You have more time for other people. Well, it's, again, they're not reading the signal as, well, you're very indecisive. You don't know what you want, so I'm not going to give you. This person actually, I feel like, wants you to pamper them and coddle them and reassure them that it's you that they want, and you're not going to do that. It's, again, they're deluded in that. So passion and desire. Yeah, so there is a lot of passion and desire, but the problem with that is there's no ground. Passion and desire is, again, this person perceives they know who you are, but they don't know who you are. So they've watched you from afar. They perceive who you are by the good job that you have, maybe the house that you live, the car that you drive, again, from the little interactions, and everything else is passion. But there's no ground. And that's the problem. So what's fueling this relationship is that there is a very strong spiritual connection. There is a lot of passion there, but you don't want to just have a relationship based on passion and desire, because there's no ground, it's going to bottom out. There needs to be substance. It's again twin flame journey. So it's again when there is passion and desire, a lot of times it is the twin flame journey, but we need to direct that passion and fire and transmute it through transmuting our wounds. And this person needs to first, in order for the relationship to actually be together, the person needs to get clear on what it is that they want. They can't be inferior, because again, it's never going to be based on trust, and it can't just be based on passion with no trust. And that a lot of times is a twin flame test, because the person feels like home. There is a deep, intense connection there, but it's again, both parties have wounds that need to be healed. They need to be integrated. There's a lot of times that the twin flames are separate and need to do work separately, and then they get to do work together too. But it looks like this person needs to do some work on their own. It's again, can't just come in with passion. Cannot, because it will not be good. So let's see again. My heart is opening to love and guiding me back to you. So it's again, soulmate twin flame journey. That's what it's about, right? See if you can see that. That again, it's all about opening, like pulling out the wounds so the person can open up their heart, right? Again, we're down here to give and receive of love, which is our free will and how we do it. And it's to become love, to understand all the different lessons of love. And we can't really do that if our heart is closed. So I believe, again, your person is very indecisive, not because of you, but because of all their past relationships. And again, trying to base a decision on what they perceive about you instead of who you are, which is happening. And there's too many cards that fell out. I'm not even going to pick them up because there's too many that fell out there. But we're going to look at these, which is more love cards, more love messages, to see what else. Okay, I am so sorry. So it's again, your person, again, now we know with a soulmate twin flame relationship, in order for them to really learn about unconditional love, a person has to surrender their ego. A lot of times, again, soulmate twin flame relationships, is a lot of times they're not on the same page. It's like bucking heads together. You feel like it's again, they're trying to get on the right page. The person has all these fears, you have all these fears, but again, it's a divine union, and it's a divine union that has a lot of passion, that is again made to transmute the wounds through love and through healing. So it's again, part of healing is that the person needs to say that they're sorry when they do things wrong. And this person was breadcrumbing, wasn't giving a lot, had one foot in, one foot out. And again, what's triggering a lot of abandonment issues, and they're sorry because they see it now that you're not so open there. It's again, that's what has to happen. You have to make a person surrender their ego. And that is, again, our ego is what our brain creates, and again, to protect ourselves. It's the parts of ourselves that we detach from, that we're asleep from a lot of times about ourselves. So sometimes we need to look at things that we wouldn't normally look at within ourselves. But unconditional love makes us do that. And that's what twin flame soulmate journey is all about. It's not just discovery about love for each other, but love, to find the love within ourselves, to heal. Because we really are just love. Love is God. We're learning that we're not separate from God through seeing ourselves through different perceptions, but our soulmate twin flame helps us do that. So it's again, when we can see somebody that their ego is so big, and then they actually say that they're sorry, come back and say that they're sorry. Okay, our story isn't over yet. So your person, again, doesn't plan on, knows that it's not over yet, doesn't plan on having it over yet. In their mind, it's not over yet. They're planning on coming back. They want to come back. So let's look and see. Whoop. And just see one more message. One more message. Let's just look. Whoop. This one fell out. Let's look what it is. Okay, a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So your person is again thinking about you right now, and I believe is on their way of figuring out how to come back to you. They're really sorry for the way that they were indecisive about this relationship. But I believe that again, they didn't have good relationships on the past, and this is how they protected themselves. You know what? I just getting called to pull one more soulmate twin flame card just to see one more message. Even though this person is like, I love you, I'm sorry, I'm coming back. Like, it's again, these are my favorite cards when doing these type of readings. Again, a soulmate twin flame reading. So I just want to see what the message would be. Because again, I'm mad at myself for behaving this way. I can't control my fear of getting my heart broken again. So your person was very indecisive again, based on what has transpired in the past, not knowing enough about you, but they've come to a place where they realize that it hurts them just as much to not give this relationship a chance as it does getting their heart broken. It's almost like they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. And I believe we all get to that point, like when we love somebody and we want a relationship to work, but we've gotten hurt and we have a lot, to lose. Again, when we have a lot to lose, when, you have to invest in a person by giving time. And if they're the wrong person, they can definitely hurt you. And this person has gotten hurt because they've invested in the wrong people and they've never given you enough time to really get to know you. But they've fallen in love. They thought that they were protecting themselves and they really weren't. They are indecisive, not because of you, but because of them. But they're giving it a chance. They want to give it a chance. And just know that you can expect to hear from them soon. Okay, Pisces, let me know how that resonates with you. All right, until next time. Bye.